Look at this. 6 million tons of stone, perfectly stacked, rising into the Egyptian sky. For centuries, humanity looked at the Great Pyramid of Giza and asked one collective question: how did they move this? Lacking a clear answer, our imaginations went wild. Aliens, levitation, lost high-tech civilizations? But the ultimate secret wasn't a sci-fi weapon. It was a physics hack so simple it was staring us in the face for thousands of years. To understand the genius of this hack, we have to look at the sheer nightmare of the logistics. The Great Pyramid uses 2.3 million blocks. The average weight of just one is 2.5 tons. That is literally the weight of a heavy hippo. The ancient Egyptians didn't use wheels. They wouldn't work in soft desert sand anyway. Instead, they used wooden sledges. But when you drag a hippo-sized rock on wood across dry sand, physics pulls out its worst weapon: friction. The dry sand plows up in front of the sledge like a mini-wall. This locks it completely in place. To overcome that friction, you would need an army of thousands just to move a single block a few inches. It was practically impossible, but the Egyptians left us a clue. We just didn't understand it. Enter the tomb of Jehuti-Hotep, built around 1900 BC. Inside, a famous wall painting shows an army of workers hauling a gigantic multi-ton statue. For nearly a century, Egyptologists stared at this painting, but they missed the most important detail right at the front. Look right there. A man is standing over the front edge, pouring water directly onto the sand. For decades, historians wrote this off as a religious ritual, offering water to the gods, blessing the dry desert. But in 2014, a team of brilliant physicists from the University of Amsterdam looked at it differently. They thought, what if it's just pure physics? They decided to recreate the exact Egyptian conditions in a lab. They wanted to see what actually happens when you wet the sand. When sand is dry, the grains slide all over the place. It acts like a ball pit, wrapping around the sledge and dragging it down. But when you add water, something microscopic happens. The water forms what physicists call capillary bridges. These bridges act like microscopic glue. They pull the loose sand grains together and lock them into a solid structure. There is a catch, though. The amount of water has to be precise. If you add too much water, it turns into a muddy, sloppy swamp. But with the perfect amount of water, the sand stiffens into a smooth highway. The force needed to pull the stone, it was cut exactly in half. Okay, so they got the stones across the flat desert floor. But how do you push a 2.5-ton block up a steep ramp? Archaeologists excavating the site found remnants of the actual ramps. They weren't made of just sand. They used a local clay called tafla. Tafla clay has a unique property. When it's dry, it's hard as rock. But when you add a splash of water, it becomes slicker than ice. By laying wooden tracks over this lubricated, ultra-slick clay, they built a highway, a low-friction highway running straight to the clouds. It's so tempting to credit aliens or lost high-tech machines for the wonders of the ancient world. But the truth is actually much more incredible. The ultimate ancient hack was just a flawless, deep understanding of nature. They took sand, they took water, and they moved mountains. Next time you face a massive obstacle, remember this story. You might just need a splash of water. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.